Hello, welcome. And as you probably saw in the title of the video, this is not my usual content. We are not doing a road to the show video today. We are going to jump into character creation. I had a few requests to ask me how I did the character creation for Kyler Murray, and I think it would be good to see this since you can't download from the vault and use a downloaded player from the vault in your road to the show, which is very silly. So I took it upon myself to create Kyler Murray. Now we're going to start with the appearance, I think, and there's probably some other stuff that we could go into on this. I'm not really sure where we're going on this. I've never done a video like this before, so forgive me if it doesn't really turn out very eloquently. But I'm going to be honest. At first, I tried to do a face scan. I had a picture of Kyler Murray pulled up on my computer monitor. Tried to face scan it. And yeah, that didn't work. That's you can't go that way. So I had to go in and really play around. I spent a weekend trying to do this. And so here's what I got. I'm gonna zoom in. I'll probably go move the screen around and move the camera around back and forth so that we can see everything here. But you know, obviously his name is Kyler Murray. And I went with the audio name of Tyler. I know I've seen some people when they did there's been some other people do some road to the shows in older versions of the game, and they went with Kyle. The problem is what I don't like about Kyle is you don't hear that Tyler or the Erler in the audio from the overhead announcer. And you hear the overhead announcer say Tyler, which, you know, with all the music and everything going else on, sounds closer to Kyler than Kyle to me. So, you know, do what you want there. I went with Tyler. They have Murray as an audio in the game as well. So Tyler Murray is what I did for that audio. Number one, obviously, I mean, you can make him whatever number you want, but he is number one in football. So that's what I went with. He throws right, bats right. He central region. He is from Texas. He is from Allen, Texas. It's as of right now, I think it's the largest school in the state of Texas. And so you know you got that going for him. Next up in under, we move forward. Look, is it under look? I'm always afraid to push the wrong button. We made him a skin tone. Play around with this. It's kind of hard to. This was probably one of the hardest things for me. Looking at pictures, but then you got your monitors. The color balance on the monitors are different, and it just. So I went kind of just almost right in the middle, you know, with a little darker. But, you know, do that as you will. I don't feel like the color that's in the picker on the left side matches the color on the player on the right side. So, what it is. He's 5'10". I've seen different weights for him. I've seen 200. I've seen 207. I think I saw like 198 or 95 at one point. So it probably just depends when you look him up and where you look him up, like Wikipedia versus ESPN versus whatever. Probably gonna have different weights for him. So I just went with a straight 200. I mean, he's got some muscle on him for his size. I mean, he's a stout boy. Body type, I went with normal. You could probably go with buff. Buff you might could go with. I went with normal. I wanted to. He's not. You know, he's 5'10". He's not the biggest guy. Neck size, medium, and then here's where you get like the hard part. You know, and depending on how good your controller is, on how close and accurate you can get on this, shoulder and collarbone width. Shoulder about 50% or about halfway. Collarbone move that over a little bit more to 60. And I'm afraid to go into some of these because I don't want to accidentally mess them up. I guess I could just back out and not save it. Arms, 50. Some of these I just had to guess on. I mean, I looked at pictures. I spent a lot of time looking at pictures to try to figure this stuff out, but I had to play around with it a little bit. So there may be one of you may take this as a foundation and build upon it to make him look even more like Kyler Murray. Spine length, 53. A little bit longer spine than he does legs. Hips and glutes, basically around 50 on both of those. Thighs, a little bit on the thicker side at 54, or is that skinnier side? Sometimes the higher the number, the skinnier it is. It's, weird. Head shape, I started with head shape number 14. Depending on what year of the game you're playing, this is 2023. That could fluctuate. It could be different. But head shape 14 is what I went with here in 2023. No forehead wrinkles. 50% on the head size. Head scale 50%. Head point, here's where we started making some changes. You got low points at 21, high point at 3. And I mean, somewhere around that range, if you can't get it exact, you could go 0, you could go 5, somewhere around there. I don't think this has to be exact, but within a couple of points on these, you're going to get there. Crown height, 50. Forehead shape, again, depth, just under 50, but if you want to leave it at 50, you can. The problem is the way you move this stuff around. Once you start moving, up and down, you may accidentally move it left and right slightly because you're using joysticks. Although I think, oh my gosh, see, I done messed it up. I hit back, so it's okay. But you can use your D-pad, but you can't fine tune it like you can with the joysticks. Hairline position, 0 on the depth. 39 to 40 on the height. Temple depth, we're going 33. Dome shape, here we go. I'll maximize the depth on this all the way to 100, but the height, we're bringing this one all the way back down to 29. And same with the back of the head on the shape here. 100 on the depth, all the way to 0 on the height. Face position, I think it defaults to 50. Just leave it right there. Temple depth upper, 16 on this one. I don't even remember what this one does. It does something. Scale ears width, 14. Face region, I mean, there's just so much here, Face region, 28 on the scale, 50 on the depth. Just leave it right there in the middle on the depth. Face region thinness, bring that down to a 14. Face region chubby, leave it at 50. Face asymmetry, don't even touch. Don't worry about that. Don't touch it. Leave it at 50 and 50. All right, we're going to the hair. This is kind of up to your discretion because the hairstyles, like the 2 or 3 hairstyles that he has had, they really don't have in the game. There is a dreadlocks technically. This is like the closest that I could find based on a couple of the pictures that I found just like searching, Googling Kyler Murray. You got this, but you could probably go with like the high fade curls maybe. He's had something like that at one point. But they don't really have a good dreadlocks like what you see him wearing in a lot of his pictures. They have this dreadlocks, but this isn't really the Kyler Murray dreadlocks that you would see. His more like he has some in the front of his face. They're kind of like, they're not like swoop back like that. So that's why I went with the flared high twist, and that's gonna be on page 5 of 6. But let me know if you find like a better one, right? I mean, here's medium small dreads. Maybe you could go with that. But I just felt like this was a better option. This looks more like him, but there's probably something out there that might be a better one. And if you find it, let me know in the comments down below. Hair color, man, it's pretty much black. I mean, I didn't go all the way black, but you could go all the way black. Just in the black range. As you can see, it's mostly to the left and almost all the way up to the top. So somewhere in there. Your facial hair is going to be the same color. I went with no sideburns. You could probably add some sideburns in there. I think you can't put sideburns on it because of his hairstyle or his facial hair. Facial hair, he has a little different. I mean, like, he's more stubby probably. But I went with the 5 o'clock shadow for step 1, like the first style. And then the step up, which I believe is more of the around the chin there. I mean, really just up to you on this one. Go full on this one. And that's because this messes with his mustache as well. And I don't remember what I had it set at. Let's go back. Medium on the style. Step up, I went full. But you could give him a stubble. There is where he likes to wear it as a stubble sometimes. You could go that. And then facial hair, like I said, it should automatically change the color to the same color as his hair. So you got that. Moving on to physical appearance, we're gonna go cheeks. I'll probably run through this stuff a little bit more. But no blemishes, no moles. Skin complexion, I went with B. But I mean, it was just kind of a guess. Like, I didn't want to study his pictures too much. One of these other complexions might be a better fit for him. I'm not sure. Amount 75. No rosy cheeks. Cheek definition, we're going 66 on this, but no bone height. Okay. And we're going to start at, he probably still doesn't look like Kyler at all. It really will start later on as we move through this. You'll start seeing Kyler's face come to life. His fat, 18, and protrusion 63. We're also going to go 63 on the, on the cheekbones there. Moving over to eyes, eye color number 4. And I think that's just like a brown. It's like a dark brown. No eye bags, no crow feet. This guy's young. He doesn't need that stuff. Maybe if he plays 20 years in the league, you could add some crow feet to him because he's starting to get old. Right now, he doesn't have any. Eye scale, we're going 57. Little off center there on the scale, or, you know, it's not 50%, a little more. Region, eyelids, we're staying the same, 50. Region, we're going depth, we're going at 29, and height, 17. So we're bringing these both like up and to the left. We're going really small on those. Eye region, leaving it at 50, but the lift, we're bringing it to a 39 or somewhere around there. Keep in mind, all these, you're gonna go. I mean, like, I couldn't get it exact. Like, maybe I wanted it at 40. I couldn't get it to 40 just because the joysticks are stupid and I need a new controller. So I went 39, but you know, somewhere around a 39, 40. Eye position, keeping it right around 50. And the vertical, we're going to keep it at 52. So you can leave both of those at 50 if you want to. Or maybe you want to bring that horizontal, just bring it a little less of 50. Eye depth and detail, a 40 and a 46. Bottom eyelids, 72 and a 24. Eye detail, 48 and a 55. We're going to start getting that the rotation a little bit there, and the squint. The gaze, opening at a 38, eyelid squint at a 45. That should be your eyes. And keep in mind, you can pause this stuff, whatever. Eyebrows, I went with the normal A, same hair color as his hair and his facial hair. Brow bend, a 58, with the outers a 58, inners a 45. Brow position, 50 horizontal, 62 on the vertical. Brow shape, 36 on the bone width and 14 on the brow width. Bone position, depth is at a 54, height at a 50. So just the depth, just a little bit bigger than normal, or move it up a little bit, right? Brow detail depth at an 82. Thickness all the way down to a 2. For the depth, all the way up. Almost all the way up. Excuse me. Outer flesh, leaving it at a 50. Inner drop, we're going up to a 64. Outer drop, we're going down to a 40, 41. Now, here we go. The nose, this is where his face is probably going to start coming in. The nose position, we're going to start at a depth of 33. Height, all the way down to a 0. Nose tip, vertical up to a, down to a 21. And the break down to a 27, or in that range. Nose tip to depth, we're going up to a 75, and roundness down to a 28, roughly around 30. Nose bottom width up to a 58, and height up to a 64. Nose width, the middle is going to be at a 60, and the upper at a 38. The nose bump, here we go, depth 59 to 60, height all the way down. The nose size, we're going to bring the bridge width all the way down and the height down to about 14, 15. Nose size, bridge, height. See, I mean, they just got too many options here. Just leave it at a 50. Nose bridge, the lower will be at a 55 and the upper will be at a 42. Nostrils, we're bringing those flares, the flare all the way down to a 0. The spacing down to a 45, so just a little bit below half. The nostril shape and height, the width and height are both going to be at a 70. And the nostril depth's going to be at a 31. Flare all the way down to a 0. Moving on to the ears. I usually don't pay too close attention to the ears, but I did run through this pretty quickly. When you're looking at a, front profile picture like this, I mean, I don't know. I don't pay attention to the ears that often. But nonetheless, we got the ear size. We're leaving that just at a 50, right down the middle. Ear scale, we're going to bring it to a 43 with the height staying at, right around 50. Ear protrusions, we're going down to 11 on the protrusion and up to a 55 on the depth. Rotation, bringing that to a 14. It's going to have a little rotation there. Actually, quite a bit, because it probably starts at 50, if I remember right. Position, leaving it at 50, but the vertical, we're going up to a 79 or 80. Lower ear length is both of the length and the lobe. We're bringing it down to a 33. Upper ear length, leave it 50-50. Just leave it there. Lower ear details, leave the position at about a 50, maybe go up just a little bit, but the protrusion, we're going to bring it down to about a 19 or 20. Middle ear detail, we'll leave that at a 50-50. Upper ear detail, I have it at 51-51, so it makes me think that I did make some adjustments on that, but you could probably leave it at a 50-50 and be fine. I don't remember, to be honest with you. All right, the jaw and the chin. So we got the nose, we got the ears, the chin, and the jaw and the chin starting to come in. We might start seeing a little more Kyler Murray coming into the picture here. The jaw size, we're going to bring this size down to a 33 with the angle down to a 39. Protrusion, we are bringing the protrusion down to a 33 and the square down to a 20, 21, somewhere in there. The corners, leave the width at 50 if you can. The height up to a 57, or roughly around there. Rotation, we're leaving it at a 50. Chin, cleft chin, leaving that at 0. I think it defaults at 0. If not, bring it down to a 0. Chin ball, width is going to be a 68, height 47. Chin full, 26 on the width and 18 on the height. And chin depth, bring that ball down, ball depth all the way down to a 20 or a 0, and the full depth down to a 20. And then the chin double, the width's going to be at 27, the height at a 43. I don't think we have too much left. We have the mouth and the neck left, and then we could go into like his stance and stuff like that. All right, the mouth, lip color, bring that down to a 0. The smile lines, bring it down to a 0. The mouth size, the size is going to be at a 12, 10 to 12. Honestly, you could probably 10 to 15, whatever. Muzzle depth, bringing that up to a 63. Then we're going to go size detail. The width will be down to about a 19 or 20. while the depth will go up to about a 70, 71. Position, corner angle, we're at a 40. Position, we're going up to an 86, somewhere around there. Position detail, depth will be down to a 40, while the height will be up to a 68. Corners, width will be 37, and the depth at an 18. And the upper lip, we're going to have the depth at a 33 and the height at a 39 to 40 on the upper lip. Lower lip, depth 33, height 29. So for like the upper and the lower lip, I mean, we're just bringing, and the corners, we're kind of bringing his mouth, just bringing it in, you know, or out. Sometimes it's reverse, you know, sometimes the lower the number, the bigger the, I don't know. I don't remember. Lip width, leave it at a 50 on the upper, but the lower, we're going to go up to a 57. Under lip, the depth, we're bringing it out to an 82 and the height at a 40. So it's going to give a little more of a under lip. The above lip, that depth is going to be slightly larger at a 54, but the height is going to be down to a 16. And that's going to be the mouth. Moving on to the neck, not much here. Neck size, the width going to be 80, depth at 100. Adam's apple, size at 100 and position at 114. I don't remember even messing with this, but I guess I did. And that's going to be it for all those stats. From there, we can move on to the equipment and style. And really, honestly, this is kind of up to you on how you want to handle this. You could change it however you want. I gave him a gold chain because, you know, it's Kyler. I'm pretty sure he has a gold chain. Jersey length, I went down to a 0. Pants, I went high socks. I feel like I saw a picture with him wearing high socks, but I could be wrong about that. The glove, I think this is just an equipment glove that I won or earned playing the game. Make the glove however you want to. I don't know what his glove will look like. I probably could find a picture somewhere online of his glove and do that, but I did this all based on my like and style and what I like to see. Figure out, I love to have a glove on you know, batting glove under the building glove. And these colors, I don't know that I picked these colors. I think it comes with the glove that I have selected here. Bat, I actually have like a guitar bat, but so you know, you can change that however you want. Batting gloves, I went with both hands, but again, that's your preference on what you think Kyler would wear and how you think it would work, how you think you would do that. Gloves in pocket, I normally have a glove in pocket, but I don't here. So, and I just left everything default, team default. I mean, why not? I personally like the minor league helmet. I like the style, the look of it, so that's what I went with. This is 2 flap. I think you have to with the minor league, so I may end up changing that in the future. Did go chin guard. Why is it not available? There's something weird here. Huh. Anyways, cap style. Now this one I like. I went low profile with the semi flat. You may could even go with the like just straight flat for him. I'd have to look and see how he wears hats. I didn't look into that either. So, batting gear. I think he has this because it's, you know, boosts his attributes. Just default colors there. Really not much here with the equipment. I'm probably spending way too much time on the equipment. I like to give him the bands on the forearms, the thin bands, usually a 1, and then like 1 on the wrist. That's kind of like what I like to do with all my creative players. So it's kind of up to you if you want to do that. Running right through this pretty quickly. Sleeves of tape. I don't think he has any sleeves. Although I did in one of the Road to the Show games, he was wearing some, so it may be temperature dependent. I just picture that he would have eye black smudged. It just seems like that's his style. I feel like I've seen him do that in football, so that's what I went with. the smudge. And cleat style, I don't have anything unlocked, so just defaults on all that. You know, nothing special there. Then we go, yeah, catcher's gear. You don't care about that. So from there, we should be able to go to motions and sounds. I did work on his batting stance. Tried to adjust this to look more like the pictures that I saw of him batting. Started off with the veteran 35 batting stance, but then we made some adjustments to the offsets. So offset X, I went a 63. So get it to as close to 63 as you can. Offset Y, I went with a 77. And offset Z, I went with a 50. Hand rotation brought that over to a 71. And wiggle, I didn't mess with that. I left that at a 50, but you can play around with that one if you want. I did bring the back elbow offset down to a 26. And the front elbow offset I left the same. Also made an adjustment on the hip offset, went with a 44 on the Y. And the forward foot offset, the Z, brought it down to a 22. And I tried to leave the X at a 50, but with the joystick, I couldn't do that. So it's at a 49, but it's pretty close. Obviously pitching doesn't matter. So I think that's just what it defaulted to. I don't remember. Running style, I can't really tell much of a difference between these two running styles. They're slightly different. I don't know. I just went with the first one, to be honest with you. Oh no, there's 4 styles now. I didn't even know this. Honestly, that's probably more like him, but I left it. So pick what you want on that one. I didn't mess with it. Probably I should have. I didn't even know those 4 running styles. Swing type, I just left it at default. At default for all this stuff. You can do the same, or if you want to mess around with that, you can. The home run, right-handed, I went with default, which was a part of the generic 35 or whatever. I, with the home run celebration, went with Adolis Garcia. That's only because he's one of my favorite players. I'm a Texas Rangers fan, so him and Jonah Heim and all those guys, you know, my favorites. So, but you can go with whoever you want there. Music, I personally don't have any music selected, only because I have all music turned off anyways, because I got a couple of copyright claims when this game first came out, so I just turned all the music off, and now I use my soundboard with copyright free music for the walk-up music, the home run music, and all that stuff. So, you know, do what you will, pick what you want. Hopefully at some point they'll give us the ability to upload music to the game like they did back on the PS4, but right now you can't do that on the PS5, and that's pretty disappointing. And then we're back to the batting stance. I think for the most part, I think that's it. Now, as far as anything else, I think with overview, went to the wrong thing here. There we go. Skill set, I did go with I went with let's see what we could look here. See all attributes. That's not what I want. Yeah, slugging, spark plug. No, I did not. I went with speedy because he's fast. He's supposed to be fast, although he's not really that fast. But that's my goal, is to try to make him as fast as possible. Need a little work on that one. And so that's what I went with there, because I don't think slugging is the right thing. You could go maybe slick. That excels at contact and provides solid glove work. But, you know, I wanted contact and zip around the bases with a focus on contact and speed. That's what I felt like was better suited for him. And then play style, speed, and I went contact and speed. Again, I might switch this over from contact over to fielding. Does he need some fielding work? Like, he's not that good at fielding. So let me know in the comments. Should I switch this to fielding? Maybe I should. I don't know. And then let's see, equipment. This is up to you. I mean, based on what you've unlocked, you haven't have it. And, you know, so I can't dictate what you should do on this, to be honest with you. So that being said, I mean, I think that's kind of where we're at. I don't have any other recommendations for you or tell you what you should or shouldn't do. So we're going to, I guess, really end it right there. That's what we're going to be. But so if you have any more questions about this build, leave me a comment down below. You know, let me know, like, what, maybe there's something I should change. Maybe you need clarification on something. Maybe I'll start looking at trying to create some other characters and making some other videos. You know, in the past, I've done Ricky Vaughn of the movie Major League. I've done Bo Jackson before, which I don't think I did any online content for that, but so yeah, there might be some other opportunities out there for me to make more of these videos. With that being said, I'm sorry I keep coughing. I've been trying to get over something. That being said, that's going to be it for this video. This is a little bit different take on what I normally post out there. So let me know what you think about this style of content. Maybe there's other stuff I can look into in this game. I'm really just strictly a Road to the Show type player. But I've been thinking about dabbling in some other stuff. Franchise, Diamond Dynasty, all these other things. I don't know. There's a lot more work that I feel like needs to be put into that kind of stuff versus Road to the Show. It's like straightforward. So yeah. Anyways, give me a thumbs up if you like this content. Leave me a comment down below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And as always, guys, thanks for tuning in. I know this is a little bit different, but hopefully you enjoyed it. And send me some screenshots of your Kyler Murray Road to the Show. And until next time, guys, y'all have a good one. Peace.